Good morning, everybody. Welcome to WDWNT Live. We're live on, it's April 1st, April Fool's Day. Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, as you know, until the Disney theme parks around the world reopen, whenever that might be. I'm Tom Corliss. Joining me this morning, well, I'll give Colleen a second to put everybody on. She's still playing with the streams.
Stupid Instagram.
Instagram's not working again. Instagram's always a problem. I'm going to open the chat here. I'll introduce everybody in a moment.
I follow the instructions.
Yeah, what we are doing today is an April Fool's Day, so we figured we'll do a watch along of some of the funniest extinct attractions from around the world. So I've selected 5 that we're going to watch today, and should be fun. Out there joining us, what is on your head?
It's the ears I made yesterday with Colleen.
I didn't put.
Oh man, I should get ears.
Instead of flowers, I got a little bird's nest and a bird.
I just like I made the right decision taking the day off. Then.
Mine are beautiful.
I'm sure yours are great. Oh, those are pretty. Oh, you did Easter?
Yeah, I did Easter.
I'm gonna put these away. Spencer, I'm also in my pajamas.
It's 12 o'clock in the morning here. I'm allowed to wear pajamas.
And that's Spencer below me.
Morning.
I don't know if we introduced Tyler. That's Tyler over there.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
Tyler's wearing the same shirt I think he wore to the last show, so people at home are just going to think you haven't changed.
I haven't.
That was days ago.
Success.
Wow.
I only wear it for like 2 hours when I'm on a stream, and then after that, I go right back to bed.
That'd be why he's never answered.
See, Tyler, I've gotten to the point where I start trying to pick a new Disney shirt for every stream, and I'm starting to run out.
I don't generally remember what shirt I've worn to the last show, so luckily sometimes I manage to pick something different, but I've noticed like with News Today someday, I mean they're 2 days apart, but I've noticed sometimes I'll accidentally just wear the same thing again, and I'll be like, people are gonna be like, oh, he didn't change his clothes, or this was pre-recorded.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, will people notice if I wear the same shirt? And apparently they do.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm staying clean, I promise.
I don't know if we have Scott.
I
Scott
forgot
was
how-
supposed to join us this morning. I don't know if we
I'm
have Scott.
trying to. We're having technical difficulties.
I forgot how painfully tight this hat is. This hat barely fits on my head.
That's a real problem. That's the most important thing right now.
Yeah, you know, world's burning down. Got to make sure the 35th anniversary hat fits on my head.
Yeah. We're keeping there's a running pool. How many times before this is all over, Spencer is going to say that Tokyo's reopening. We're not going to close. I think I'm still winning because I think I guessed 50 times, and we're at like 30 now. It's getting close.
Is this actually a thing?
No, I'm joking, but it should have been.
Oh, okay.
Because I just remember, like,
No,
starting in
totally.
January, I started saying, I don't know about this April trip. I don't know.
We've got
And everyone's like,
Scott.
oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I see you guys now.
We have Scott.
Morning,
somewhere.
Scott.
Good morning. There I am.
Scott Smith, everybody.
Hello there.
Tyler, you got that audio I sent you last night?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Good. Good. Well, then I guess we can get
In all
started.
fairness,
What was that?
I said, in all fairness, I didn't think they were going to close till the day before they did, but whatever.
Yeah. That's like, and it happened like everywhere. Like, I think I told you, I was like, Tokyo's going to close this week. And then it did. And then I went to Disneyland, and Katie was there, and Katie, as things were getting, because every day we'd come back to the parks, it'd be like, oh yeah, you see the news, blah, blah, blah. And I said, like, they're going to close by Friday. And then, like, that Friday, I got home, and then that Friday they closed. It just, I don't know, the writing seemed to be on the wall at the time, at least. I don't know. But, yeah, I've been like the Grim Reaper of park closures the last couple of months. You know, like, everyone I go to, it then shuts. I went to Hong Kong, closed. Tokyo, closed. Disneyland, closed.
Would you
I gotta
like
kind of hate you for that.
It just it followed me. It chased me across the globe.
I have to hate you for that a little bit because Tokyo closed the day before my birthday. It was like the worst birthday present ever.
You know how many of us are missing
closing.
fun birthdays right now? There's lots of. I've seen so many people like on Twitter and stuff saying like, "Oh, I had the birthday at home," and it makes me sad.
It's a bummer.
No, yeah, no,
Not even
I
just
totally
going to Disney,
sympathize.
but just on your birthday. I had one birthday. It's
Yeah.
somewhat of a similar situation. My 13th birthday? Yeah. 13th birthday. No, 15th birthday. Was the Northeast blackout. August 14th, 2003 was the
Oh my
Northeast
God.
blackout. So we had plans to like go to dinner and everything, but then there was a blackout. So like no one in the Northeast had power,
Whoops.
so you couldn't go anywhere and do anything. So we ended up having like, I don't know, my mother like ran to get a cake, and we had a cake like on a picnic table in someone's backyard, one of our neighbors, and like the whole block came to my birthday. It was actually pretty cute. It wasn't the birthday I wanted, but it was like, well, you know, we can't do anything else, you know, so we're gonna have a cake in the dark on this picnic table.
The day after the parks closed, we thought that it was only going to be till March 15th. So I scheduled a birthday dinner at Sherwood Garden for today. And when they closed and extended, I forgot to cancel that. So today at 5:30, I got a thing on my phone that said, "Hey, 15 minutes until your reservation at Sherwood Garden," which has been closed for a month now. And it was like heartbreaking.
That's the resort restaurant, though,
like,
so
a
that
little
was
bit.
open.
Yeah.
That was open later than the parks were. No, they just closed those recently, didn't they?
The buffets closed like 2 days after the parks
Oh, the
closed.
buffets. Okay, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Someone asked, "Can I get a Woody's barbecue commercial?" No, we got to save it. That's for special occasions. We have Roundup Barbecue.
Roundup barbecue.
The last time,
we are closed
the last
right
time
now.
the last time he was in Tokyo, we were putting some of his stuff in a locker, and the part of the entrance loop where Woody's Roundup comes in, he just randomly starts singing Woody's Lunchbox in the middle of Tokyo Disneyland.
My
It was
favorite was
actually
still.
really funny.
We went on Jesse's Critter Carousel and it started playing, and I just started singing it, and my girlfriend goes, I hate this song. And like I think the people in front of us are like, what is this guy doing? It's like, oh, you know, if I feel I've been treating myself good all week, I like to have a soda float. Anyway,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Please excuse me.
But yeah, now every time I've gone to Tokyo Disneyland, I still have thought back to when Tom starts singing Roundup Barbecue because I watch News Tonight too often.
Roundup. I've ruined that song for people. That song is absolutely ruined for everyone.
You have ruined that song for me. Yeah.
Among other things.
I think Tyler ruined "Nothing Can Stop Us Now" for sure. I think it's gonna be hard not
I
to.
haven't even
sing
been on
that one.
Runaway Railway yet.
That.
Yeah,
Nathan
well, that ride
wrote
already
that. I
ruined
didn't write
things,
that
so
one.
it's fine. Oh,
I
no.
haven't even been on it yet.
Why is it just ready to go?
Something that stopped us now. I'll tell you how. We're gonna live on through it. Let's stay inside and spend our time taking things in stride. Good times aren't held at bay. Just stay away from the population and wash your hands to kill off those bacterial strands.
Oh.
Now we're trying to keep a little distance. It's for sure our best resistance to making things a whole lot worse. Come on, kids, let's all go down to the sink. Wash those grubby little hands of yours. 20 seconds. You never know, it might just save a life. Something that stopped us now, but don't you fret, it'll for sure get better. We'll soon be hand in hand, going down to Disneyland. Oh, won't that be so grand, though something has stopped us now.
Beautiful.
Since we have the WDWNT TikTok, can we please make like an EDM mix of that with someone on staff dancing and put it on the TikTok?
And make a dance to it because that's what people do on TikTok. I have to
Yeah.
say, I'm on the TikTok now, and I love it.
The TikTok.
I
I
love
am
it.
on the TikTok.
Because I loved Vine.
Oh,
Vine was my
kids,
favorite. I
when I
thought
was-
people were so creative on Vine, and now it's back, and I love it. I don't like the dance thing is stupid. Like it's fine. Like people are just having fun. I don't have a problem with that. I think it's dumb, but people are just making some really fun stuff on there. I think, especially with the quarantine, people have been really creative, and it's just I realize sometimes I've spent an hour looking at TikTok, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I was doing that for a while. No, some people are very creative. We might start doing some fun stuff on there. I don't know. And Sean's been very creative. Sean did 2 at-home videos. They did the what do you eat?
Donut.
A pre-wrapped donut? What kind? From where?
This is
Pre-wrapped
important.
Gas station donut.
I
All right.
really want
Do they
a
have
donut.
pre-wrapped sausages? Yeah. What about pre-wrapped bacon? Yeah.
What are you referencing?
Not bad.
If I Had $1 Million by the Bare Naked Ladies.
That's in that song?
I don't remember
Yes.
that being that
I don't
song
remember
at
that
all.
in the song.
They have pre-wrapped sausages, but they don't have pre-wrapped bacon. Well, can you blame them? Yeah.
I don't
That
remember
part.
that.
What
Anyway,
video do
I was
you
going to
wanna
say,
watch?
Sean, hold on. Sean, our social media manager, they did 2 fun videos that are on our TikTok, which is the one where the guy goes to the fridge to buy a Mickey ice cream bar, and the other one where they're buying Disney merchandise out of the back of someone's car. I've done that in real life, though, so it's not that weird.
Yeah, sure, Tom.
Buying merchandise out of the back of someone's car. I worked in reselling Disney merchandise for like 4 years. We absolutely bought stuff out of the back of people's cars.
Okay,
didn't
that
wanna-
makes it normal.
People don't want to carry it inside. They were like, "Can you come to the car? It's heavy." And I'd be like, "Okay." And we go look, and we buy it, and we carried it inside. Anyway, let's watch. We're gonna watch funny extinct attractions from around the world. Colleen, what are we starting with?
What do you want to start with?
Let's start with the Cranium Command. So we're gonna watch. This is our own video on our own YouTube channel. You can go watch it without our commentary whenever you'd like. But this is Cranium Command at Epcot, the Wonders of Life Pavilion, which operated from 1989 to early 2007. Yes.
I've never seen this before, actually.
You've never seen Cranium Command?
No, I didn't go to Wonders of Life when I was a kid. My parents
Oh,
thought
you
I
weren't
was
born
dumb.
yet. That's right.
My favorite part of this video is a cast member being like, "So, why are you filming it?" And whoever filmed it is like, "Well, I heard it's closing down soon, so wanted to log it or archive it."
This was filmed like the week before because they reopened one last time seasonally, December 06 into January 07. It was like for a week and a half. I was there. I literally was the only person on. I don't even know why they reopened because I was the only person on Body Wars. I think it was New Year's Day. I was the only person on Body Wars, and then I think I was with 2 other people in Cranium Command. Because we
love
knew it
this
was closed.
music.
Everyone said it was the last time it was going to be open.
Oh, the music is so good. That's one thing I always loved about when I looked into Wonders of Life.
A lot of this also played, of course, in the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids play area in Hollywood Studios.
I remember. I actually did spend a lot of time there when I was a kid. Yeah.
Great poster. These are all
Earn
great.
good pay, something that you don't see anywhere else at Disney.
Wow.
But no, when I was
Well,
a
he's
kid, we
not
went
wrong.
to Disney World every year or two, and I wanted to go into the big gold dome building, but my parents never wanted to go, so we never went
The
in.
Walt Disney World Company, we proudly present.
I think it was 7 when it closed.
7. John
Yeah,
was
7.
absolutely the only person in this room when he filmed.
This animation is great.
Oh, it's beautifully done.
Over from HQ is a real featherweight.
He's probably some desk jockey.
Never piloted a brain in his.
This is the best character.
We parodied this whole pre-show. We did a Wonders of Life episode of the podcast back in the audio-only days. And Brian Summer did a great general knowledge. It was really fantastic.
Your job, if you can cut it, will be to run the most sophisticated.
I did the voice on the RPG when we did like the test version. It's
yeah.
so hard to talk that quickly improvised.
Brian Summer can legitimately do this voice, and Brian was just doing a bunch of different podcasts back then, and he kind of just did the same sort of Disney announcer voice. And then one time, like, we were doing some themed show, and I messaged him, I was like, would you do like a voice? Like, can I give you like a character? And he's like, I love doing this stuff. No one ever asked for me to do characters. And then he sent us the first track, and I was like, this is incredible.
I can't hear you. Yes, sir. Better. My brain is divided into two halves. The right and left.
Excuse me, sorry.
You.
Me, sir?
No.
I'm super confused why Scott Curtis is not the voice of Buzzy here.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different voice in this pre-show than it is in the
I
actual
imagine they
track.
had to re-record something for the main show, and then this guy was unavailable, and so they just tried to find someone who sounded like him. Back then, it wouldn't have been deemed that big of a deal, probably. But I mean, if you can't get the guy again and you have to make changes, I mean, what are you gonna
Yeah.
Well, I did that.
This looks really good for 1989.
do? Well, this is the resurgence
is
of
around the
hand-drawn
time of-
animation. You got to remember this time.
Yeah.
You know, you have Roger Rabbit,
Roger
and
Rabbit.
Mermaid and all that had just come out, and so all these people are around, all these
Yeah.
talented people. The industry's on the upswing.
Any questions? Everyone raises
So,
their hand.
This is also directed by the directors of Beauty and the Beast. They got the job doing Beauty and the Beast right after. This was the only credit they had, so it was weird that they got the job after the original director was kind of fired. He left eventually, but it was a weird situation.
So
miss
wait,
the joke?
why was Wonders of Life just hideously unpopular, and that's why it closed?
It got dated. People just stopped going. It became a seasonal thing. After 9/11, a lot of stuff went seasonal. If the attendance in a certain thing wasn't to a level they liked, they just made things seasonal.
Well, as we'll see soon, this humor is very dated. This is very much humor of the time.
And like Mission Space had just
might
opened
have
next door,
to-
so I think they were like, we could close Wonders now. Like Body Wars isn't gonna pack them in anymore. Well, like certainly when it opened, I mean, until I was 10, Body Wars had, I want to say, an hour or more line. It was always bad. We used to run to it in the morning to get it out of the way. Eventually, we just stopped going to it.
Yes, sir.
Like, this is a great pavilion,
go
but you gotta
back and-
remember at that point, like, there were 50 other things I would rather do at Epcot. There was Spaceship Earth, there was Imagination, there was Horizons, there was, World of Motion. there was-
Ariel cameo.
Yeah.
It's too bad. Like, you think about all the things that got lost over the years in Epcot, and it seems like people tend to overlook Wonders of Life in favor of admittedly brilliant things like Horizons or World
This
of
is
Motion.
still great stuff,
You
but
don't
it does
see-
get lost in the shuffle of that part.
Yeah.
But this is
I
like
was
Epcot
talking
Center
to-
meets Michael Eisner. Like Michael Eisner was big on, we're going to be a big movie studio and we're going to have all these celebrities do attractions. And so this is like edutainment meets what Michael Eisner wanted to do.
Do you think it worked for what he was trying to do?
I think it absolutely worked. I like the 90s. I like 90s Epcot as much as I like 80s Epcot. I don't like late 90s Epcot, but I think they did a good job of updating the park. Like Ellen's Energy Adventure, I think was topical. It got people to go back in there. It worked.
It's like comedy
I did.
entertainment though, as well.
All that
It's
stuff
still
is
good.
still around. I remember Horizons.
Honestly,
I remember
even when-
Figment.
No,
No,
Here's the
but
bit
like
of
I
the cast
saw it,
member.
like it didn't change. Yeah.
108 time here so far.
I remember Ellen's Energy Adventure. Even when I was like 10, I still thought it was kind of funny because we also like even at my age, we also watched Bill Nye in elementary school. We all know who Ellen is. It just looked like they were younger, and it still felt reasonably topical at the time.
They got lucky that she got like super famous again later, because it really got people to go back in there. That's true.
Yeah, because she was on Finding Nemo, and then she had the talk show.
Yeah, not even Nemo. I mean, the talk show was big, but she was. People forget she was kind of gone for a while there. Like after the show went off the air until Nemo, she just kind of vanished.
Well, for a while,
Yeah,
nobody
no one
would
wanted
hire
to.
her.
No one was ready for that. Yeah. She wasn't invited to the open.
Probably.
I love like someone was like, no one wants to watch a lesbian in the middle of the day, and she's like, well, when they like to watch it?
And you can see here maintenance was already let go because there's two light columns on the right side that are completely out.
Oh.
Colleen, I can barely hear you, by the way.
Your mic might not even be on. Is it on?
Gee, it sure is dark in here. There's gotta be a light around here somewhere.
Buzzy, your
Well,
voice
now
sounds
that
so
you pointed
different.
out, I was just gonna say I never put the connection together when I experienced the attraction, but now that you mention it, wow, it's real different.
Don't lose your head. I've got my eye.
I might have missed the
I think
cell
I need to go
own
back
where-
and watch this, like...
Oh, here it is. This is the cell I own when he holds the chicken. Oh, that's later, I think. Whenever he grabs the chicken that's sitting on my wall, I have that cell.
Left brain, right brain. Come in, please.
Yes, Captain. Did you call?
Whenever we're done with this, I might need to go back and rewatch this because I've never actually seen this.
Yeah, this probably isn't the best way to see it
Obviously,
for
I'm
the
missing
first
stuff
time.
since we're.
I'm only the hypothalamus.
That's fine.
With us
I
yelling
only
over.
monitor all the automatic functions of the body. All the things you don't need to worry about. I'm used to
This was another
We're
fun
all
place to
It's
do a
motivating me
JRPG.
to.
breathe, breathe, day in, day out. Never a thank you, never a job well done.
Aw.
I had no idea. Hey, wait a minute. What are all these things?
Dreams, sir. You're in the sleep mode. You should have had this in class.
There's something very Monty Python-esque about, like, the visual style they chose. With, like, the heads opening up and everything.
Well, it's like the cut imagery, like almost looks like printed imagery, then, you know, animated. Right? That was a very Monty Python thing.
Capacity. Let's have a safe and sane day.
So, can we go over who all these actors are as they pop up?
It's it's the cast of Saturday Night Live from that era.
Some of them are not. Here's Hans and Franz, Kevin Nealon, and
come on,
Dana
that's Hans
Carvey
and
from
Franz,
Saturday
yeah.
Night Live. Bobcat Goldthwait, just a comedian, not on Saturday
Oh my
Night
gosh.
Live. Norm from Cheers.
They had such a great cast.
I mean, this is a who's who of 80s comedians for sure.
A lot of this stuff feels like it probably could still work today if they'd just gone back and updated it rather than shutting it down.
Yeah, it's as if you could make a movie about what goes on inside your head and people would love it. Fun fact, the director of Inside Out, Pete Docter, was one of the animators on Cranium Command. Wonder where he got the idea.
But didn't the whole left brain, right brain science get disproven?
Yeah, so I mean, but that was a thing that happened with Epcot. That's like the food, when the food pyramid got introduced, and so they had to, like, Kitchen Cabaret needed an update, like the food groups weren't a thing anymore. But that's what Epcot Center was. It was supposed to be updated as the world learned new things, you know? The World's Fair. Of course, Charles Grodin.
Memory indicates the presence of a small rabbit poodle.
I love this part where he randomly runs through someone else's house.
It's the 80s. It was in every movie.
That's true.
Gotta catch the bus.
And doesn't he grab like a handful of M&Ms or something?
We'll say they're M&Ms for the children's sake.
You have exactly 2 seconds.
It was the 80s. It was cool.
Oh dear God.
Oh, it's the 80s and it's a chemistry class. What can go wrong?
The teacher going, all right, my little monsters. Like, even he has like a personality of some kind.
She's beautiful. I'm new here. My name's Annie. What's yours? Say something. Beautiful. I mean, Bobby.
Bus factor 645, Captain.
Okay, Bobby. I'll measure you next.
Careful, careful. Some of these compounds are not entirely stable. I feel like an unstable compound whenever we look at it.
John Lovitz is really good in this.
John Lovitz.
John Lovitz.
That's the ticket.
Oh, would this have been about the time when Phil
This is a
Hartman
weird
was on
bit.
SNL too?
Yeah. Yeah, that's this group of people, yeah.
Is he in this?
No.
Yeah,
He
this
did
is
want to do a
weird.
Disney attraction. He eventually did Alien Encounter, but they redid it with Tim Curry, and then because they felt bad, they had him, he and Don Rickles did William and Morris.
You put us in
in Tiki Room Under New Management. That was like his consolation. Like, we feel bad we took you out of Alien Counter. Do you still want to do something? And so he did Tiki Room.
It's too bad they put him in such a terrible attraction.
Tiki Room Under New Management isn't terrible. It's only terrible because it replaces the Tiki Room. It's a really funny modern parody of Tiki Room. There's a lot of good in-jokes.
I remembered liking
I guess.
It
I like
wasn't
it better
that
than I
bad.
like.
It's only bad because it replaced the Tiki Room.
I like it better than I like Aloha Como Mai.
Yeah. Also, the show before that was terrible. Get the Fever was awful.
Get the Fever? Yeah, that was bad too.
Yeah, like Under New Management at least was like a callback to Tiki Room. It's like, well, what's the next progression in the story? You know, people think this is
but it was
irrelevant.
also like mocking it, which is
No,
kinda...
the message is like the message of the show literally is they've done the same show since 1963, and someone tries to come in and change it, and the Tiki gods then smite them for trying to change the show. And the message is they had a great show all along.
I guess
It's like a
It wasn't the
WDI
worst
in-joke
thing.
about them changing the Tiki.
I love
I
these.
can understand why that wouldn't appeal
bully
to everyone though,
characters.
because not everyone's gonna get the in-joke.
People got a lot of the jokes early on. I think as the 2000s continued, just like Cranium Command, a lot of the jokes like became irrelevant. Like people didn't get them anymore.
Well, as maintenance fell off too, it kind of.
I mean, I was there the day it caught on fire. It was really surreal. I was on one of the last performances of Under New Management before it caught on
It
fire.
was supposed to close anyway. They were already planning to bring back the old show. It just sort of expedited it.
Well, fires will do that.
Oh, really? I thought it was just a reactionary thing.
No, we had already posted about it months prior. We said they were planning for the 40th. They were going to bring back the old show. It got moved up a couple of months just because they were like, well, there's no point in fixing the Siago figure. Let's just do what we got to do now. That's why, because the company couldn't turn around that fast and just restore the old show. Like, the prep work was already done.
Here it is.
Here he is. There's my shot with the chicken. He proudly hangs on my Epcot wall.
If I could have rehabbed this, I would have made the whole show complete animation. Like even these visuals.
No, I like that it switches to the... It separates like
Oh,
the...
I mean like in the head characters, not like
I
the
love this.
actual live action.
the electric chair.
Dark.
You know what would be interesting actually is if they did it with puppets, like it was a Pan-Galactic Pizza Port kind of thing for the brain instead of
This
animation.
is of the same era as Pan-Galactic Pizza Port.
No, yeah, it's separated by like a year or two, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
There's definitely a Pan-Galactic vibe with this animatronic in the middle of all these screens and doodads.
No job.
Yeah.
No upwardly mobile lifestyle. I hope you're
I like
And
that
he doesn't even have a weird face.
They have no need for logic.
the light that goes to that middle screen changes based on who's talking.
Yeah.
I recommend a brown paper bag.
CO2 is dropping fast.
Oh, I'm feeling really lightheaded, man.
Listen to us now, just later.
John Lovitz.
Hans and Franz. I can't believe they just straight up had Hans and Franz in there. Like, literally two SNL characters are just in the show. It was a hot period for SNL. That was I think, for me, those are my favorite years. I love those, like, late 80s into early 90s.
Oh yeah. Even now, if you go back, a lot of that still holds up.
Oh, yeah.
Would it still be good if they used like current SNL actors though?
No.
Oh no.
No.
There's only a couple of people on SNL right now who are really good.
Even in the last couple years, there's only a couple people I think that really stood out.
Yeah.
Kristen
Yeah.
Wiig, Bill Hader, like those people.
The early 2000s cast, it really stands out a lot more compared to the current ones, like Andy Samberg, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler,
That's not.
Bill
Andy
Hader. Those
Samberg
kinds
was
of
not
people.
early 2000s. That was late 2000s. Buddy.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's later. He's like 06. He's somewhere in that
Just
zone,
as like
if not
YouTube
later.
started getting popular. And
Yeah, no, he's later.
Oh, okay.
He's not that group. That group is Jimmy Fallon, Horatio Sands, Will Ferrell, Anna Gasteyer, Amy Poehler, Tina, those people.
And see, a lot of those names are still household names today.
Yeah,
but
I mean, because they
can't
did
really
SNL. They
figure-
all had careers after they did movies. Some of them have shows that are still on the air.
Well, yeah, but a lot of them also held up with those shows. Like 30 Rock is brilliant, for example. And I can't imagine many of the current people on SNL doing anything really substantive that keeps them in the light after they leave.
Yeah. God, I love Kevin Nealon so much.
It's cute. Just look at the way her eyes glisten in that fluorescent.
I don't like this. I don't like this bit.
What bit do you not like?
All these adult people inside of representing Bobby's head going, boy, she's cute.
Wow. They're not people. They're the inside of this boy.
I know that.
They live inside a boy. Of course they think the girl is cute. They live inside of
They live inside this boy.
Oh my God. They're not people. They're bodily functions. Making it worse.
Colleen, I still can't hear you.
I don't know, Spencer.
I cut the wires to her mic. She just doesn't know.
The chicken going into politics. I don't need a brain.
If you get stressed out, just call it.
He's doing like the Breakfast Club, fist in the air.
Cranium Command. Use your head.
Don't lose your head.
It's easy. You'll be flying in no time. As a member of the Cranium Command. Bye.
It's too bad that these closed before HD cameras were widespread.
Yeah.
The golden age of Imagineering, I think.
The Epcot Center era? Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think more so like late 80s into early 90s. Like they did great stuff with Epcot Center opening, but they were consistently great from like Star Tours to Indiana Jones. Like that period. I think they were just so consistently great with everything they did. All right. We're going to watch something else. We're going to stay at the Wonders of Life. We're going to watch Goofy About Health. This was an attraction that took place sort of in the middle of the pavilion. It was a little sunken-in theater you could just walk into, and it was a collection of goofy clips cut together to teach you about health.
It's settled. For real?
This was
Already we have Ritz becoming pissed.
This was cutting edge. We have 17 TVs and we put them together.
So it's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
I mean, this was like a minor attraction. It was a little theater you could pop into.
Oh, I thought this one was out in the open, but I'm thinking of the improv show.
This is out in the open. There's a little awning, but it's open in the back. This is not sealed. It's just dark because you have the roof.
Goofy cartoons?
Huh?
Weren't these pre-existing Goofy cartoons?
Yeah, they're just recut. Yeah, there's no new animation.
Is that Corey Burton?
Yeah.
Yes. Corey Burton was general knowledge as well.
Corey did a lot. I mean, he just was there. He was easy. It's like, do we need a voice here? Corey.
In the Kingdom Hearts games, he plays everyone who is not voiced by an original Disney voice.
Well,
Corey
he
needs to
just
be
also
a,
Christopher Lee.
at some point, he needs to be a Disney legend. I know, like, he's done a lot of fill-in
He's
stuff.
the current voice of Captain Hook, so.
Yeah, that's true. But he's not the original, so people always get hung up on him. By the way, this is also just on a YouTube channel if you want to watch it at any point on your own.
If there's any voices that should be Disney legends, it should be Bill Rogers and Corey Burton.
I think Pat Carroll should be a Disney legend.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And soon.
We used to have, actually here, we used to have Bill Rogers as our voice, and they fired him for the really generic guy that we have now, and I
know you
really
hate
wish
that
they'd
guy.
bring
He's
him
been there
back.
forever, this guy, right?
He's been there since 1998, and he's terrible. He sounds so generic, and like Bill Rogers and Corey Burton are so expressive, but the only place you hear Corey Burton anymore is on the monorail and at the entrance to Disney Sea.
Disney
Isn't
Sea
he
will be open
Yensid
today
in-
until 10 p.m.
He's Yensid in Mickey and the Magical Map.
You're not
And
even
in
close,
Kingdom
but I'll
Hearts.
give it to you.
He's
Yeah.
in a bunch of attractions.
And Epic Mickey.
He was in House of Mouse a lot too.
Yeah.
He was
All those
also
Mickey Mouse
Megatron in
shorts.
Transformers Animated.
I mean, he's got a hell of a resume. We could probably go for
Wait,
hours.
he was in Transformers Animated, really?
Welcome to Corey
Yes,
Burton
he was
Hour.
He was Ratchet and Megatron.
Oh wow! I can't picture. Actually, I can picture Megatron. I can't picture Ratchet. Wow.
Yep, that's him.
Huh.
You know,
Let me go back
Ratchet
and watch
likes
that
his
again.
Twitter.
Tom, how often did this play at Wonders of Life?
I don't remember. I feel like it was like every 15 minutes or something. It was pretty often. You could just walk in. It wasn't like... I mean, there was a single cast member, I think, who hit a button. I think it was one person who ran it.
Oh, it wasn't just like on an automatic loop or anything?
No, back then people would still like hit the button. I don't think it was automated. I don't remember it being automated to start it. But you could like come and go as you please. It's an open theater. It doesn't look that way from this video, but right behind you is the big opening to the
The
outside.
doctor diagnosed our friend's problem as the dreaded but all too common.
Now this is where like the virtual exercise bikes and stuff were too,
Out
right?
in the middle, yeah, those were out by Body Wars. Those are over to the left. This is
Oh, okay.
this is on the right side, or is that a comical on the right side? No, Goofy was in the center. No, this was right across from the bike. I believe this was right across from the bike. Do you recognize this voice at all?
Sunny Eclipse?
It's Sunny Eclipse. It absolutely is, yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Gosh.
I was thinking, I'm like, this sounds like someone.
Yeah.
Gravity.
He's a real life lounge
Was this
singer.
Was this about the same time?
No, this is 5 years before. They just knew to call him again.
Was it Robert Goulet?
No, he's a lounge singer. I know the guy's name. We've talked about having him come play in an event or something somewhere down the road.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. If we ever get to have events again.
All unhealthy habits he banished from his life. Forever. Yes, changing
I feel less sad that I had to cancel my Disney World trip now that the possibility of not having
easy as you thought.
something that we talked about is no longer
Our friends
on the table.
did begin to pay off.
Am I crazy, or is there like a screen burn on that TV screen on the left with the sunglasses?
It's very
from the
likely,
one that's like
yeah.
below it.
Very likely.
Which helps everyone around it breathe.
I mean, this is super
They probably
old.
didn't change these TVs,
This
yeah.
is super old at this point. Yeah, and it's been seasonal for like 4 years already.
Meals are now more
Well, that one looks like that was the bottom TV, but then they got the screen burn, so they moved it up to the other one window instead.
Maybe. Totally possible.
Has Bill Farmer become a Disney legend at this point?
I think he
so.
is.
Yeah. Hey, wasn't Bill Farmer and Tony Anselmo the first D23 Expo?
Yeah?
Because I have the pit legend. I
Yeah,
have
it might
the
be the
Legends
first
pin.
one, yeah.
I have the Legends
The
pin
first
from that
Expo,
first
that-
D23 Expo.
That would have been right after Wayne died, right?
2009, I think.
Yeah, that was right after Wayne died, or right before it.
As a result, he's more attentive on the road, more productive on the job. And best of all, he's more fun to have around the house.
Oh my god, they actually used like the two screens next to each other well.
Yes, life for our hero has taken on a whole new meaning, and the world is a happier, healthier place. It seems our friend.
Oh my gosh, what was that?
Someone's got a bike. Yeah, because there's the sunglasses on the other one. Yeah, that's definitely what they definitely moved the screen.
That was a very vague show.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. There was plenty of non-vague things in the wonders of life, like, Colin, you probably want to, like the making of me, which you could also watch on our YouTube channel. We will not watch that together now, because I don't want to be the one to teach Spencer about the birds and the bees. He should probably learn from his parents.
There's also
That's a great
box
movie,
where
though.
you could
I quit.
put your hand in.
I'm done with this company. I quit.
Good, you could join the rest of Twitter.
I don't even. Am I still the youngest person on staff? I thought Wolf was younger than me.
Who's younger than you? What? How old are you?
I'm 20.
No, there's younger people. There's 19-year-old. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to watch next?
All right, next we're going to watch a classic from the Disney MGM studios. We're going to watch The Monster Sound Show.
What?
I honestly don't think I've ever watched this
This is
before.
where Sounds
I
Dangerous
have not
was, now
watched
the
it
Mickey
either.
Shorts Theater.
No.
Oh, I remember
They
this.
would teach you how, Foley stuff works.
Sure did. Would you like to hear it? I sure would.
Oh, that's cool, actually.
Control room. Everybody wave and say,
It's pretty neat. It makes sense to the park at the time. I thought it was a fun thing.
going to be our engineer today for the...
We gotta remember, people at this time don't know how any of this works. Like, behind-the-scenes featurettes didn't really exist. You didn't put those on a VHS. That came with the DVD age.
Did anyone come farther than...
And you didn't have the internet to Google how things worked yet.
So they're gonna show you the film first.
Solicitors welcome.
Martin Short.
How many things was Martin Short in at Disney World? Oh my gosh.
In Disney parks around the world, I think 5. Monster Sound Show. Oh Canada.
Cinemagique.
Making of Me.
Making of Me.
Cinemagique. Before? Am I missing one?
Either he really likes Disney parks or they really like Martin Short.
I'm talking to myself. Yeah, so Martin Short and Chevy Chase star in the film.
What?
Gentle shake. Also, you have the
do you mean,
chandelier
what?
crash, the sliding peephole.
I can't.
Crackling fire in the
Scott's not
fireplace, and inside door knock, and outside door knock, door closing.
Whoops, sorry.
Lastly, the sliding library doors. Now, Sam, it's real important that you hit every one of these effects right on time. You got it? Yes. Good luck.
I remember when I was younger that all of these shows were just meant to try and embarrass the people who were volunteering for it.
Audience participation was a big thing.
Now, because these effects are electronic,
It's not embarrassing, it's
What was
fun.
it?
It's your family gets to see you do something funny on a stage. I like audience participation. It's good stuff.
I do too.
I miss, my favorite was the Fantastic Plastic Works and Innoventions, where they had you, like, someone would put on, like, a thing, and you'd have to slap, like, babies to them. The Velcro.
Oh yeah, the
Or not
Velcro.
plastic, the Velcro.
That
I'm sorry,
Velcro show
Velcro.
is great.
Michael, you were going to
That
Plastic
show
Works was you make
was
the
two
robot.
people running the entire show using a remote control that had all the sound effects and lighting cues. Like, it was a universal remote. There was no tech booth or anyone helping them.
And whenever assignment closes the book, strikes a match, a bat flies by, or Mr. Lucky falls down in the library. You've got
seeing
those
the
two.
Indiana
Okay,
Jones
Michael,
show
I'm
without
aboard.
my father.
And finally, in station 4, we have
Like,
Tim.
we've been on Disney cruises, and he gets recognized
Wind, the
because
rotating
he
bookcase,
is in
the squeaking gate, the squeaking
He's
door,
6'4".
the umbrella,
He gets hit.
a grandmother
He's tall,
pocket,
he stands up, he
three
yells,
taps on the
he's
dog's
not
head
embarrassed.
attacking, pulled from side
And then
split,
people
and a paper
recognize
flutter
him. I
after
watched
bookcase
him get
explosion. You got
hypnotized
it?
once, and they had him dance like Hannah Montana.
Well, I'm sure they're all going to do their
That was
part,
like
but
the
we also need
first
some
or
help from you.
second day.
You see, we
Wow.
need to add a line of
Stop.
dialogue to our film. So, when I hold
Wow.
up this cue card, I need everyone to scream.
I've never seen
Let's practice. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
the Beauty and the Beast show at Magic Kingdom, Enchanted Tales with Belle.
Gonna be a tape.
I've never seen it like from the seats because I've always been a guard, so I don't know what it looks like from the viewing area.
Mike, you're going to start here on cement and then move back to gravel and wood. And Jack, you're going to start with Simon's voice as soon as you see his face up here on the screen.
First time my family did the Beauty and the Beast show.
Okay, everybody ready?
When they asked for the wardrobe, my mom can sing. Both my parents come from theater. And they're like, you know, someone do that big high note, and my mom did the big high note, and she said it was like magic. The crowd just parted for her.
Yeah.
She gets chosen to do the wardrobe a lot. As long as there aren't enough children.
So now the crowd is doing all the noises. Martin Short is.
Why don't they do that much audience participation stuff anymore?
It's people. People don't like it anymore. People, believe it or not, even with Instagram and all these things where people post their face on the internet every day, people are shy.
In Indiana Jones and Tales of Belle.
I was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the opposite. Too many people probably want the spotlight, and
Well, maybe.
gets probably enough.
Well, wasn't that like the whole point of like the American Idol experience and stuff, was to give people that spotlight if they wanted it?
Yeah, and they could go through a process to like audition and stuff.
I guess the kids can still be Jedi.
Yeah,
Sign up.
it's different. That's like your family wants a photo op of them fighting Darth Vader. That show only exists for families to get their pictures.
Beauty and the Beast so your child can get a picture of Belle.
That's also true. Yeah, same thing. Yeah. They're not doing a very good job. This is a great little film, though.
So after this came Sounds Dangerous with the headphones, right?
There was something in between. There was the 101 Dalmatians version, the animated series.
I'll tell you what, we're going to let you decide. For
Different than the 101 Dalmatians thing. And, like,
That was the behind
studio
the scenes. That was on the other
tour.
side of the park. You got to walk through the sets and stuff. There was a 101 Dalmatians like sound effect show
Let's take a look.
that lasted like a year or two, I think. I'm gonna look it up.
Whoops.
Oh, they're doing the voices now.
Yeah.
This is my girlfriend last week. Oh, man. Oh, look at that nose. What is that?
He's way better with the voices than he was as a Foley artist.
It's open. Hello? Anybody home? Lucky Life Insurance.
Is that Chevy?
Hello?
Is that Chevy Chase?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed it if you said that before.
Yeah, the Monster Sound Show changed to on July 1st, 1987, became the ABC Sound Studio. It featured Disney's One Saturday Morning lineup. I guess it was more than 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, right.
Oh, no, yeah, 7 guests were chosen to create sound effects for 101 Dalmatians, the series. That was right. Closed February 20th, 1999. And Sounds Dangerous opened on April 22nd, 1999.
I don't think I ever did Sounds Dangerous either when it was around.
We're very lucky.
It's a wonderful place to take.
Oh, was it that bad?
It was terrible. It was the worst Disney attraction ever made. Bar none.
I thought that was Superstar Limo.
No, Sounds Dangerous was definitely worse. Imagine just sitting in the dark with headphones. With dirty, broken headphones.
Please visit Soundworks on your way
Why
out.
not with
And
the
on behalf of Sony.
You could just sleep in there. I did sleep in there a couple times, yeah. There were some times.
I remember my mom did not like the whole binaural audio thing, so after the first minute, she left.
All right, Colleen, that one's over. We don't need to watch Superstar Limo. Superstar Television, whatever.
Hey guys, can we get a camera from backstage?
Why?
Scott, I think you're still muted.
I never muted myself.
Oh, I
I
thought you
muted
were.
him.
Okay.
That was my bad.
All right. Colleen
Sorry.
muted you.
Okay, what do you want
Fixed
to
it.
watch next?
Sorry.
Oh. Let's watch The Timekeeper, my favorite.
Yes, I was
I
just
think
gonna
the
say.
funniest
Oh, it's been
theme park attraction of all
It's
time.
been so long since I've seen Timekeeper.
Tom, this is all leading to the Timekeeper. Just show the Timekeeper.
I have one more after this, but yeah, we'll watch. Oh, yes. This is, I truly believe, the most underrated theme park attraction ever built.
Where was Robin
This
Williams
is one that
and his
made me a theme park
relationship with
nerd.
Disney?
Oh, now I get where this theme came from, because I hear this in the Tomorrowland loop, and I totally forgot where I associated this with.
Yeah, because you had Le Visionarium. Or what,
Yeah.
was that what it was called
I
in,
think
in
it's-
Tokyo too, is Visionarium?
It was just called Visionarium. The attraction was like Visionarium featuring from time to time. That's what the T-shirt says too.
Ours was called From Time to Time when it opened, and they changed it to The Timekeeper to simplify
Was this before or after Aladdin?
it. After, 2 years after Aladdin. He probably recorded the audio when he was on, like, retainer. That was their thing back then, was if someone came in to do an animated movie, those people would be around, and that's WDI would go ask them if they want to do something. Like Jeremy Irons was doing The Lion King when they asked about Spaceship Earth.
Oh, that was the best version of Spaceship Earth. I missed that.
This is a great pre-show. By the way, the full pre-show and video also on our YouTube channel. We do have this in full.
I remember the first time I went to Disney World after they changed to Judi Dench. I was so sad.
For those who are unaware, this was the final Circle Vision Theater show in Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland. This was part of New Tomorrowland in '94. It opened in November of '94. Alien Encounter was supposed to open at the same time. It didn't. It ended up opening a month later, but then closing again because it wasn't quite what Mike Eisner thought it should be. But this was the last Circle Vision show. It stars Robin Williams and Rhea Perlman as Timekeeper and Nine-Eye. It's a dub-over. This opened in 1992 in Paris with Discoveryland as Le Visionarium. It also debuted in Tokyo as Visionarium. Obviously, neither of those versions star Robin Williams and Rhea Perlman. So they're much more serious, I think, than this one. I think we had because we had Robin Williams and Rhea Perlman, it ended up being more of a comedy thing.
Yeah, because our version it was like Meet the World, where you had a spot where you could listen to it in English. But we got the same English dub that Paris got.
Yeah.
We didn't get the Robin Williams version.
But it's way more serious in tone, isn't it? I haven't watched that one in ages, but I don't think it was a comedy.
No, it was a lot more serious.
Yeah, so this is a case where, for the American audience, they were like, we need to liven this up, we'll make it funny. And I mean, it's a cool concept regardless, but I think it had very limited appeal in the U.S. if it didn't have Robin Williams and Rhea Perlman adding the comedic stuff to it. There you see the blueprints for
This
9/9.
was the attraction that made me a theme park nerd. This is when I went from a kid wanting to ride the ride to a nerd wanting to see this show every trip.
For a while, this was only
show
open on
closed.
New Year's Eve, and so every New Year's Eve we went to Magic Kingdom, I dragged the whole family in here to make sure we saw it.
Oh, it's such a good show.
Why did they close it?
People didn't get it. People didn't understand New Tomorrowland, so it aged very quickly. There was never anyone in there. Same with Alien Encounter.
It's always sad when great gems of Imagineering get unappreciated.
Yeah, Colleen, if you move the cursor, we can get rid of that time.
Yeah, like Tiki Room and Country Birds. Country Birds. Country Bears.
Country Birds. Country Birds.
I was talking to my girlfriend, and she grew up going to Tokyo Disneyland. We were talking about our favorite attractions, and I told her that one of my favorites is Country Bears, and I love how they do all the little seasonal things here that they don't do in the US. And she said, and I quote, "That is the most boring thing at Tokyo Disneyland," and I wanted to break up with her right there.
I was gonna say, if you did it, I'm gonna lose a lot of respect for you.
I told her that she said that she hadn't been in since she was a kid, so she didn't remember it very well. So I said the next time when it reopens and we go, I'm making you watch the Country Bear Jamboree again. I went with someone else, and I think a lot of the fun in Country Bear Jamboree gets lost in the Japanese translation. You have to listen to it in English while you're watching the show.
This is great. This pre-show is
The name's
fantastic.
9-Eye, and you caught me packing for my big
I
trip
love that
through
the
time.
glass is all strung
Actually,
together.
I should say our big
Yeah.
trip because you're all coming with me, courtesy of an amazing new invention. The very first. One of a kind, special, limited edition, time machine, Super Sport Turbo XL. Isn't she a beauty? Don't worry, we're not all squeezing into that gizmo.
Rhea Perlman was the angry waitress lady on Cheers, right?
Correct. She did many other things.
Carla.
All around me.
I love the
mom
idea of
in,
this
Matilda.
character. It's like, oh, the 9 screens will be the eyes of this robot. It's pretty
And I'll be
brilliant.
transmitting
That's
everything
brilliant.
back to you, live. So everything I see, you see. See?
I think this is one of the things that when I was like 7 and I was at Disney, this was one of those things that scared me. I don't remember why.
I think he'd like to have a word with you now.
The whole idea of like,
That's exactly the word I had in mind. What Timekeeper was trying to say
So
is
good.
he'd always dreamed of traveling through time. You
So
see,
good.
he was inspired by the work of 2 incredible visionaries. I'm
And
sure
look,
you
we're
all know
learning at
Jules
the
Verne,
same time
noted
we're
writer
being
and French guy,
entertained.
with books like
And it's
Around the
not
World
an
in
I didn't know that was possible.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and From the Earth to the Moon. He dreamed up stuff like spaceships and submarines.
2 of those
years
3
before they
things are
actually
now
happened.
attractions.
And here's H.G. Wells, an Englishman with a fabulous imagination. He wrote The Invisible Man, War of the Worlds, and our personal favorite, The Time Machine. But none of H.G.'s visions ever came
It's a
true.
good book, actually.
Until today. Hey, did I mention that I'm a fully qualified time travel pilot? I studied at MIT, the Metropolis Institute of Time Travel. Check out my training
This
films.
bit
Meanwhile,
is
I better check on
fantastic.
Timekeeper and see what's keeping him.
Is 9-Eye practical there?
Yeah, it's on it.
Prepares for the rigors of time travel.
This is Corey
this is
Burton
Corey
too.
Burton again.
Testing begins with a trip over the falls to prove she's watertight. Next, 9-Eye flies into a barn full of explosives.
Explosives?
To test her fire resistance. Finally,
Can this be the next pre-show where you replicate?
We did an audio version of this when we did the Timekeeper show. I don't know enough
It
people
should be
would
Back
get
to the Future.
With flying colors.
He's the
Ready
professor.
for her time travel adventure.
Great.
We should do a video Back to the Future on this.
Hey, Nickel,
Yeah, we will at
has
some point.
Is this thing ready or not? Hey, whoa, wait, what are you doing? What's going
He's
on
the
here?
animatronic.
It's so much fun.
This might be a good time to go over some safety instructions. I'd pay real close
He
attention if I
starts
were you.
screaming.
See you inside.
So good. And this piece of music is unbelievable.
This is Bruce Broughton,
Bruce
isn't
Broughton,
it?
yeah.
The Bruce Broughton album needs to come out at some point.
He played this live at a concert they did, and it's really cool. It's on YouTube if you
There's
want to
so
look
many-
it up. They actually, he loved
you
it
please
enough to
step
play an
forward,
obscure
fill the
song
rows
he
in the front row.
composed for a
Down
theme
front.
park attraction
Thank
most
you.
people don't know at a big concert he had, which I just thought was the coolest thing. Like no
So
one
that
in that
hall
crowd
is
probably
really
had any
cool.
idea what it was.
That hallway
He's done
never
so
changed.
much too.
Control adjustments.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, something broke. Hold on one moment, please. Just a moment. Thank you.
Oh, something broke.
I wonder how much of this was improvised dialogue.
Probably tons of it.
Well, we're
Why
about
does it
to
say
begin.
2000?
In case
It
of
was
loss
whatever
of
the
cabin
current year
pressure,
was. They keep
just
switching
relax,
it.
Okay. Thank you.
Then
Come on in.
until
Didn't
when
the-
9/11 happened, they permanently set it on 2000 because the Twin Towers appear
Look at
in the
this
film.
stuff. Isn't it neat?
Oh.
I don't know
Couldn't
why
they have
that's
just
there.
cut
I don't know why that's there, except to go.
Weeble.
Now, please form double rows and move to the center of the theater. Do it! You've been waiting outside. You've been in line for a while. Just do it! Thank you.
Like one of those things. I think
The
that
whole
was
lean
the last
rails thing
I'd
is
love
so
to see, like,
funny.
whatever the original
What
dialogue-
didn't get put in the
like,
thing? Yeah.
what they gave him.
Yeah.
And then what
Oh yeah.
happened.
But then I'd also just love to see the outtakes. I just want to see what he recorded that they couldn't use.
Yeah, the hours of material.
That's right, my friends. Why don't you come on in while we
Had
just do
they
a final
said
systems
that
check?
they only used
Just a
about
few
25% of what he actually said in Aladdin, I would imagine it would be the
Don't
same
worry.
thing.
This is all part of the demonstration. Just testing.
How ingenious
This is
to
the
put
kind of stuff that
animatronic
scared me.
characters in a Circle Vision show to like make it more interesting to
For your
modern
safety,
audience.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
invented rails for you to lean on.
You to
Call
lean
them
on.
lean rails.
Lean rails. Please do
Oh,
not sit on the lean
so
rails.
funny.
Because they're there to lean on. And please don't sit on the floor. My studies show that you can experience time travel on the floor. And it's not a
It's
pretty
not a
picture
pretty
in those
picture.
shorts.
Hey, Tinselhead, pipe down. I'm trying to work
All
here.
this watch along's going to be is just quoting. I mean, it's
Yeah, you know, normally I Mystery Science Theater stuff we watch, even if I like it. But this is just
but it's too
Ladies and
quotable.
gentlemen,
It's
esteemed
one of the
guests.
most
Yeah.
And those of
quotable
you who have
scripts
funny
they've
animal
ever
heads,
done.
Welcome! The reason I've gathered you here today is to witness the exploration
Now,
of
that
the
Q and
next
this
great
theater are
frontier,
in the
courtesy
same
of
place
my own
as Monsters, right?
incredible
Like they didn't change where
Yeah,
the
this
hallway
is the
was?
Monsters Theater. It's still round. If you look around, like the room is still circular. They just
cut
did
it
it.
in
They
half.
put in
I'd
a
like you
cheap
all to
floor
meet my
that
assistant.
slants.
She's bold, she's
up
brassy,
to the back.
she's self-contained all the way from Cleveland, Ohio. Please welcome the self-programming
Cleveland,
visual
Ohio.
photo droid. Let's say hello to Nine Eye.
Okay, enough of this chit-chat. Let's
This is a
get
great
ready to break the
animatronic,
What a
time
by the way.
barrier.
great
That's right, my friends.
animatronic.
No longer are we limited to
The
clouds.
smoke hiding like
They're both-
Losing our bags.
pole.
Yeah.
Now with my time machine, it is
They're
possible
both
to travel
great
from
animatronics,
Golden
time
age
honestly.
of
to time.
Imagineering.
Enough explaining. Hit the switch.
We're almost ready to go. Just a few last-minute details.
You know, this thing looked a lot safer in the blueprints, bud.
It's perfectly safe. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. Raising neutrino shield.
Neutrino shield.
Gizmo's so safe.
It's
what do you do with
just a
that
design
neutrino shield?
flourish.
Oh, nothing. It's just a little
Oh,
design
man.
flourish. Ha, don't worry. Lead-lined underwear? Check. Laser gun targeted. Check.
Whoa! Watch where you point that thing.
This is the kind of stuff that scared me when I was a kid. The idea that like
University.
the audience
Because
is going to get
the tutu.
shrunk
What are you
down
doubting,
or
autonomous?
transported
You ready to make some
somewhere or
history?
like that notion only scared me because I believed it was real when I was like
We're ready to
7.
go.
We're ready to go.
Nine, can you hear me?
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, woo!
Nine-Eye. I've lost her, miserable little piece of metal.
Hey, I heard that. Where am I?
Don't worry, Nine-Eye, you're safe and sound in the,
The number
Jurassic
of the-
period.
I'm opening my eyes.
Of each
I
camera.
don't like what I see.
Oh, no, you're too far back. These controls are so sensitive. I barely touched him. Oh, big teeth. Brain the size of a walnut. No problem, I've got it. Oh, quick joke for you.
Is
How
that
many
Dr.
controls
Seeker's
can
hand
light a fire?
puppet?
None. They don't have it. I've gone to 12,000 years ago, the last great ice age. Fabulous. Oh, daiquiris for everybody.
For everybody.
I think that's actually just
freeze.
old
I'm
Circle
messing up
Vision
here.
footage from another film.
And here we are.
Daiquiris for everybody.
1950, a demonstration of Gutenberg's.
There was another podcast that did a director's interview with Timekeeper, and they talked about the creative
Didn't
process
Nathan
of it.
just
It was
do
really
one?
interesting.
Guys, eh?
He
Isn't
did
it on
Honey, I Shrunk the
Dreamfinders?
Audience.
To give you a Glasgow kiss.
Right between the eyes.
I got you, Nine-Eye.
Maybe. I haven't listened to the latest episode of Dreamfinders yet.
The Renaissance.
I thought the new one
It's
was
the
Honey,
same
I Shrunk the
director as
Audience.
the China film, isn't it?
Mona Lisa.
You always
Jeff-
did have
Jeff
a thing
White.
for
Jeff White,
historical
yeah.
figures.
You're going to meet a true
I haven't
visionary.
watched it yet.
My
okay.
personal heroes, Leonardo.
Oh, that might have been Nathan then, yeah.
believe
Io
so.
il fatto è il macchina di tempo. To go.
Oh, great souvenirs.
No, don't touch that. Put it back. You don't know where that's
I'm
been.
very
Put it-
glad that they actually
take
used
5.
this
He's drawing
rounds, theater in the round, to do like a comedy type
Yeah,
show.
it's there was the first time they did a Circle Vision film where they like filmed actors.
That's Mozart.
Like obviously they go to
Yes,
places and
Amadeus
stage
himself.
shots like the
Today's his
Canada
7th
Mountie
birthday.
shot and
He's
stuff.
playing
But
his own
this is
minuet
the
in
first time
G.
where they were
Isn't it
like
fabulous?
filming
Over there's
scenes.
Louis XVI with his head still on.
But like the actors would look at the camera and be like, "Whoa, what is that?" Like,
They spotted me. Reel me in, Tin Man.
Wait, I'm trying.
That's
trying.
funny.
Hurry, they can see me.
Try to blend in. Think chandelier. Think France. Think
Wait,
Chardonnay.
think
gone tomorrow.
Chardonnay gone tomorrow.
I am blending in.
Will you stop posing? We have to go now.
I am not blending in. I am not.
I love that
that.
shot
All
of
they
her
did
in the
was
mirror.
double the room
Fix this right now.
and then move it at the same time as the camera. That's
I pulled
genius.
something.
Whoa, what's happening?
I was sending you to the press exposition, but it's stuck on fast forward. Well, look at that! Isn't that a great effect? I planned
This
it that way, I
show's
really did.
amazing.
Look out, I'm gonna throw my circuit breakers.
I should save this for the next show.
Okay, what are we doing here?
Nine-Eye, this is something I've wanted to see my whole life. The Exposition Universelle de Paris, 1900.
Tribute
English.
to how
Universal
great of an
Exposition of
actor
Paris,
Robin Williams was.
1900.
Like he's off the wall in this, but I really
About to meet
feel
two of
like
my
in the
greatest
moments where
heroes,
the
H.G.
Timekeeper,
Wells and Jules
these
Verne.
important moments
So
and things
where
that
are
mean
they?
something to
What am I, a
him,
map?
the character, you
Oh,
really
look,
feel like
here
this
comes Mr.
means something to
Wells,
the
but I don't
character.
see
Well,
Jules
that's the
Verne.
same. That's the same way as Aladdin. That's one of the reasons Genie is such a great character. It's off the wall, but when it comes time to be serious, he's serious.
Look, right there he is.
People forget
A man with his
how
head
great
makes
of an
so-
actor he was.
Jules Verne.
That's why I can't stand the new Aladdin.
Monsieur H.G. Wells.
Yeah.
This could be an Epcot.
honor is mine, sir.
Of course, there's Jeremy Irons as
Totally
H.G.
could've
Wells.
been
Caused quite a sensation. Particularly the time machine.
Yes, the time machine. I've brought along a model for La Conférence.
A model?
I spent my life writing about the possible, and you prefer the impossible.
Impossible? No, sir. This may be improbable, but
Oh,
believe me,
the
it's not
ADR.
impossible.
Good reply. 1 point.
Have you traveled through time?
Good reply. 1 point.
Time. I have traveled through time
as often as you have gone
often
from
as
the
you
Earth
have
to
traveled
the
from the Earth to the moon, sir. Yes.
Easy, boys. Too much coffee?
Machine. We have only 10 minutes until the conference begins.
Well, we'll continue this, Monsieur Verne. A bientôt.
Time travel.
Time travel.
It's impossible.
Oh yeah? Look again, Frenchie.
Nine-Eye, that's it. You're grounded. I told you not to interfere. I'm bringing you back right now.
Hey, I watched that. Hey, would you get your paws off me? You're smudging my glossy finish. Timekeeper!
Don't worry. Relax. Under control. No problem. I've got it. Oh, no! What have I done? Oh, no! I'm going to be turned into a ready teller. I'm sorry, you're overdrawn.
I must be dreaming.
Dreaming? This is a nightmare.
Who are you?
Timekeeper. Just the guy who probably destroyed history by bringing you here.
Where is here?
It's the future, Mr. Verne.
I've got to send you back.
No, wait. All my life, I dreamed of the future. You must let me see it.
It is pretty wonderful. Maybe... No, I can't. No, I can. Yes, I can. No, I can. No, I can. Yes, I can. No, I can. Listen, you have a speech in 10 minutes.
Plenty of time.
But I cannot guarantee your safety. We're not covered for this, really.
I'd take my chances.
I think you better go back. With Tinselhead here at the controls, you're gonna be French toast by breakfast.
Listen, Blinky! I know exactly what I'm doing! Now, Monsieur Byrne, tell me, what would you like to see?
Everything.
Way to go, Jules!
One of the greatest comedic actors of all time.
The modern world! Then 10
Jules
minutes away.
Verne?
Give or take a few seconds.
Yeah, Jules Verne.
Yeah, sure.
So this is the future. It's very dark.
You know, I've never been able to read these timetables.
He does know what he's doing.
Occasionally.
Don't like that noise.
I hope that's not what I think it is! What happened? Where's Jules?
I got him on the train. Didn't say inside. Picky. Well, I'll move you in closer.
Way to go, Tinhead. You've turned Jules Verne into a horn ornament.
Oops, pardon?
Oh, quit showing off and put Jules back on the ground now.
All right. Don't yell at me, please. My circuits are not all there.
No kidding.
Can you tell they filmed in Paris?
Warning! Fantastic.
A stunt!
Oh, good God. This is total madness. I want to try it.
I am not watching this.
There must be something caught in the lint trap, hon.
Hey,
I like how the excuse to change scenes is her closing her eyes.
Yeah, good thinking.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
Jules, wait! That's the off-ramp!
Stay with him, Nana. Stay with him.
Slow down, Julie! Slow down!
Kick it, honey. Yeah.
Julie!
Roll on through. Now, pop a wheelie. You're in here now.
Hey!
Wrong way.
This is such an amazing attraction.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they actually actually put a story into it and everything. Makes Canada look like trash.
Hey, Julie! Watch the road!
Oh my gosh, the pants are full.
Pants are full.
The pants are full.
Oh no, look up ahead, it's the Jamaican team. Oh, Jules, don't be afraid. You're coming down a little slower, Irie.
God.
Oh, gosh.
There goes Suzanne
When someone's pulled by a blender fish.
So it is true. What one can conceive, one can achieve. Thank you.
Hey, I'm starting to see a pattern here. On the land, under the sea.
Right, Nine. There's nowhere to go.
It's Epcot.
Oh, now we're on Soren.
I was
This looks like it's exactly the same. Oh, never mind.
Jules!
Relax, I've got him right here. Strap in, Julie.
Oh, Timekeeper! I'm flying!
You can't fly. If you had wings, I'd let
Had
you
wings,
go.
I'd let you go.
if you had wings.
Sweetheart, sit down, will you? Don't make me come over there. I'll turn this helicopter right around right now.
It sounded like he laughed.
Hang on to your whiskers, Jules! Woo-hoo!
Someone did
this really should be
secret
good.
Timekeeper bobsled training facility.
I like it.
No, show me more!
What journey is complete? Without a brief moment in the English countryside with,
With someone named Trevor.
Hello,
Hello, Trevor. Take care.
Take care.
That's where the dog is
Ready
named
for
from.
that aqueduct. And here we are. Wow.
This is it, Julie.
That
The
aqueduct.
Big
This
Apple.
is
New York.
This is so
New York.
funny.
City of a million
City of 10
dreams.
million dreams.
And one parking
And one
space.
parking space.
It's fantastic.
Jesus Christ.
You saw that. You could see the twin towers in that shot.
Yeah, I guess you couldn't have cut this.
Timekeeper, can
Yeah.
you take me even higher?
It's a beautiful shot, though.
Yeah.
Your wish is our command.
Assistant, we have an unidentified Frenchman approaching Albuquerque.
From the Earth to the moon. No doubt you've made the journey.
You wrote the book, Jules.
You are very kind.
Monsieur Van, 30 seconds to your speech.
Here we are, back at the exposition.
Right place, wrong time, you big lug nut.
Hey, check this out, babe.
Yo, do the Timekeeper rap. You got to see it now. See it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Sorry, guys. We're out of
That
time.
is the only dated thing in this.
Do the Timekeeper
Thank you,
rap.
Timekeeper. It was an extraordinary voyage.
Extraordinary for me as well, sir.
Nine. You are a most charming guide.
But it's a cute story. The whole
aren't so
idea
bad
that
yourself, Jules.
it inspired the speech, like he had seen the modern world.
I'm definitely gonna look you up.
That's why in the Visionarium poster she has the rose in her hand. Oh!
Yeah.
Improbable. Impossible. No.
Mr. Burnett.
Come on.
Straight in the air.
Goodbye, Jules. Don't forget your ride.
Goodbye, night-night.
That guy's going to become like a super villain.
You know, I'm really gonna miss that guy.
I'll miss him too, Nine-Eye, but there's still one place we haven't seen. Ladies and gentlemen, now that we know my time machine operates flawlessly, who would like to travel into the future?
Hold it.
This
You're
fake
putting
British
people in
accent.
this thing on purpose?
Chill, Blinky. I'm on a roll. Now, any
Too
volunteers?
blinky.
Step right up, don't be afraid. Put yourself through a massive time warp continuum. Please, no Disney employees. Anybody? Fabulous.
That's such a
The
good
no
joke.
Disney employees line.
The
My
pioneer
God.
spirit.
I hope you're insured.
I hope you did your eyes.
So-
This was it.
Oh,
Prepare
This
for the
is what I
most
remember
fantastic
The
scaring me
people
when I was a
trapped
kid.
in the time
Okay,
machine.
let her rip.
Here we
Yes.
go.
Anytime it looks like an audience member was involved in something and it was scary, like
You
that was
did
the
it.
scary
Put me
thing
in
to
the
me.
future. Once in a while, you do amaze me.
Actually, I surprise myself sometimes. Well,
Of course, it's France in the future because the film was intended for Disneyland Paris.
Wow, this is unbelievable.
Oh, it is pretty fabulous.
Look, it's
It explains why they put it in Japan so much. They're huge Francophiles in Japan.
get here.
In the future, anything's
Oh.
possible.
Wait for me.
Well, time flies, and now I'm going to go browse through the library at Alexandria. Check up on Columbus before he got to Ohio. Give Freud a piece of my mind and say, Oedipus Schmedipus.
Okay, shows.
Oedipus Schmedipus. What a like.
Thank you.
That's
for
not a
coming
joke for
today.
children. Like,
Thank you,
God,
Timekeeper.
distraction.
On behalf of the Metropolis Science Center, we hope you enjoyed your
Oh, so funny.
That was really good. That
Used to
was
be
so
a-
That's like a
informative.
master class.
Used
in
to be a
Imagineering.
wonderfully creative company.
Is that what
You're all out
happened?
here raving about Runaway Railway. I don't know, whatever.
Oh, that was such a good.
Yeah, I just think
That's such a good
attractions used to
attraction.
evoke emotions and feelings, and I don't think
Yeah.
it's really what you try for anymore, and it's sad. It makes me sad.
That was really good. It feels much sadder now. It's been a few years since I've gone and watched that, and now I feel a lot more sad that it's gone everywhere.
Yeah, it was a great film. Just really underappreciated. People just didn't get it. It's a cute little film.
Oh, it was such a special little.
Yeah, I mean, the score, Bruce Broughton's score, Robin Williams' performance, I think everything about it is really fantastic. It's a very fun show. I think it's the best Circle Vision show they ever did. I think it's great.
Yeah.
New Tomorrowland was fantastic. So that's why I get upset. People are like, oh, good, they're ripping out all that new Tomorrowland theme. I'm like, that was the best Tomorrowland. What are you people talking about? Yeah, I still think that period they were just doing such great stuff. Like I'd say like 87 to 95. Really good stuff in there. Funny enough, the next thing comes from a relatively dark period in the company's history, but I think it's really great. And so the last comedic attraction we're going to watch is Cinemagique, which performed at the Walt Disney Studios Paris from when it opened in 2002 until March of 2017, I believe. Colleen, you have that queued up?
Ew.
And this is a Mouse Steps and Jeff Lang video. They have a lot of great old stuff that no one else has. You should check their stuff out if you have time.
I love this. I want to see this attraction.
Yeah.
How long is this?
It's longish. Why do you need a bathroom break?
My phone might die.
Your phone will probably die. There you see a bunch of really old movie posters. This is the final performance ever, by the way.
Was there any hint going into this attraction that it would be what it ends up being? Like the idea that it's like this sort of in the theater type experience?
No. All you saw were the posters. There wasn't some like intricate pre-show experience. Like it's Walt Disney Studios Paris.
Like there's no hint at all that Martin Short is in it at some point.
No.
That's wonderful.
Well, don't spoil it for people who haven't seen this.
Sorry.
I've never seen this. Is this kind of like a video version of the Great Movie Ride, essentially?
Kind of. So they're showing some very old films, late 1800s, early 1900s. Nosferatu.
Horrifying.
Metropolis.
Yeah. So someone in the crowd is on their cell phone is what's happening. And of course the people in the film are upset that this man is on his phone.
This is genius.
I think this is supposed to be the Chic. Is the movie. And so the Chic has magically now made the man disappear, and now he's in the film, and it's Martin Short.
And the Chic is Alan Cumming.
Yeah. It's a cool effect. You saw like he just vanished into the film there, but there will be some much cooler effects. And now this guy has punched him for being on his phone. The movie is getting its revenge.
What's there now?
It gets used for a lot of different things. It's been the Marvel. It was the Marvel show at one point. I saw the Marvel show. It's been a couple of movie previews
probably,
too.
and
The Cinema Chic was announced to return, and then Paris canceled it. We were going to Paris, literally. We were about to book a trip just for the return of Cinema Chic, and then they canned it.
That's too bad. I already really like this.
This is so great. This is such a, like, how do you take, like, a general theater show and make it, like, interesting? Like, this is a great idea.
He's entered an entirely different movie.
And that's, like, original footage. They're, like, injecting
Oh, this
him
is
into.
beautifully edited. Yeah, no, a lot of real movie footage in all of this.
Or, like, recreated, like, that facade that they
Yeah,
had.
no, I mean, it's a beautiful
Genius.
film. Whoever did it, they did a great job. Like, it seamlessly blends whatever they shot new with what was there.
So how is the attraction, like, how is it described in, like, the park map? Was
I
it just
have
like,
no
oh,
idea.
a collection of, like, the original, of all these films, or was it like?
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I can talk.
Oh, no, you won't. You've had your last chance. You take this
Angels with dirty faces.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, well, Charlie.
Charlie? Wait, I'm not Charlie. Charlie is the one that threw the pie. It's all a big mistake.
Hey, vous autres, sortez-moi de là tout de suite. Allez.
We didn't see anything. What? No.
Ni là, ni ailleurs.
I think this is what some like it hot.
As much as I make fun of Martin Short, like, he is so great in all of the stuff he's in with Disney.
This is shot so great. It really looks like the way they put the film. He just really blends in. This is
I love the
impressive
curtains
for
pulling back to be
2002
widescreen.
Theme park production.
Well, it's the same idea like with PhilharMagic, where the curtain kind of slowly pulls back and they turn it into a widescreen movie.
Oh yeah, but I mean this was much harder. Like PhilharMagic, you're making a film from scratch. You got to take all these existing movies that people know. You got to blend him into them.
Oh my, yeah, like the cinematography, like, is almost identical.
Of course, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and a number of other westerns referenced here.
Cell phone dates it a little bit.
Tombstone, The Wild Bunch, Magnificent Seven.
You could re-edit like a modern cell phone.
All these classic movie shootouts all taking place at once.
It's so great.
I think the thing about the cell phone thing is even now, phones change look so much that if you edit it in, you'll just have to change it again in a couple of years.
They had updated this film several times. There's a couple of modern films that were added in over the years. You'll see in clips later. There are movies well after 2002 that are in this.
Oh, I never realized the gunshot from the theater as well.
Oh. I don't need to tell everybody what movie this is.
It's Mary Poppins Returns.
Where's Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Please stop.
This is actually my favorite Disney movie, so.
I think you're the only one.
That's like that is like pretty good replication.
This is all Martin can do, is kind of do it in place.
Oh no, he gets in this, man.
Did you say I'm the only person whose favorite movie is Mary Poppins?
It was a joke.
No. Let's say I feel
it's
sad.
Knights of Fridonia by Muse. Now we're to anamorphic widescreen.
She's chasing after him.
It was a nice choice to have him speak mostly in English and then her mostly in French.
So some people at home might think this is about to be Singing in the Rain. It's not. The French also have a very famous film with an umbrella scene, and it's The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. So they had, in this park, they had the same photo op like we had for Singing in the Rain, where you could hold on to like a lamppost and the rain would hit the umbrella. But it was for this film, it wasn't for Singing in the Rain.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, my jacket's a little worse for wear. Je suis désolée. Trouve un endroit plus sûr et surtout plus sec.
What a gentleman.
Mon fromage, mademoiselle. Ton français galant, mais ton français est toujours aussi nul. Ah, merci.
He has no idea what you said. That's me in Paris. Ah, merci!
That's me after living in Japan for a year.
Dead. Transitions on this is also amazing.
This is the,
Like
the
the way
hunt
they
for
move
Red
on into it.
October.
Weapons are up. Tubes 3 and 4 are lighting, but none of doors are closed.
It's amazing what editing can do to change the context of something.
French film, The Big Blue. You all know that one.
Aw.
They really shot him underwater, but then they like animated cartoon bubbles.
Like I said, it's a fantastic production. It's really beautifully done.
Uh-oh.
Ready to date this film? Yeah. Titanic was real hot at the time.
Yeah.
It's still a good movie. I mean,
It is. Most people know it. Yeah.
I don't think so.
It doesn't hold up well over time. It's not. The visual effects, cutting edge, revolutionary, but I don't know that the film itself is really held up well.
It's very indulgent.
Is that the same actor from Titanic who plays the
James
captain?
Cameron's never been great at telling a story. He's a good filmmaker. Like, he understands the visual medium, but I don't think he tells a good story.
I would agree with that.
The guy knows how to make money. I would never bet against him. Like, those Avatar sequels, like, we joke about him. That man will make billions more dollars. He doesn't fail.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think so.
He doesn't fail. He just doesn't.
I don't think they're gonna make the money that the first one
No,
did.
but they'll still profit. I believe they'll profit.
And at this point, making billions of dollars less impressive.
This is a great.
I mean, it took
I love
until
this.
it took
This is
until
what it
Endgame to
looked
finally
like.
dethrone James Cameron.
So they changed this over the years. Originally, instead of pirates, it was a fish called Wanda with John Cleese, but they put pirates in.
Very different movie. Very different.
And that was a French film before it was The Incredibles. Troyes Holmes et tu Coffin. And of course, this is the Pink Panther, which you should know, and if you don't, you should go watch those movies. Silence of the Lambs.
those could these could
At that point, it was
this could
originally
still be running
Monsters
because
Inc., so they
swap
put
out.
Incredibles in. Weirdly enough.
That's too bad. Monsters Inc. works way better than
They did an update a couple years later.
I love that. The Exorcist one is great. Good
They did a
transition
great
here.
job licensing, like great movie ride. Like they had a lot of trouble signing on a lot of big movies back then. But when this got made, it seemed like a lot more companies were willing to license their stuff for the film.
Sorry.
It's basically free publicity.
So obviously, like most of the stuff that appears in Great Movie Ride appears in this, but there's lots of other stuff added in. This is fantastic.
Do you mind? Aren't you a little short?
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Moi, petite, tu t'es pas regardé?
It's you.
Tu vas rentrer?
I missed you too.
This is one of the longer sequences in the movie.
Oh, you look fantastic.
This is so good. They did a great job with the sets.
Oh yeah.
Disney and Lucasfilm had such a great relationship even before they bought Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Lucas probably had a hand
Oh,
in
for
this.
sure.
I think we took the wrong turn.
This is so great.
And the girl saves the guy, reversed the role.
Regarde-moi en bas.
Que c'est
And we've swung into the Three Musketeers.
Oui, ça va et toi? On a échappé là.
Well, this looks peaceful.
Est-ce qu'on est tombé?
That's the joke.
Yeah.
This doesn't look good.
Someone else is about to notice what you just noticed.
Kid, vous? D'où venez-vous? Vous n'êtes pas ici.
Il y a du monde là-bas, là.
Hi, I'm George. Nice to meet you.
Il s'appelle Jean. Je crois que vous lui faites mal à la main.
Yes,
I'm from
I
out
come
there.
from out there, you see.
Là-bas.
It hurts my brain to think about the logic within these universes that there's like a screen there.
Well, you have to, because it's the gimmick is that he's come through. And you'll see why this is important.
Comment on dit, comment on dit, tu veux?
You want to go there?
Yes, I want to go there. I want to go there.
This is one of my favorite things.
Well, you're right out there, yeah.
Oh,
First, we need all these scenes from... Narnia was added in later. Narnia was another edition, because originally it was, what, Highlander, Ran, El Cid, Henry V. There's Monty Python and the Holy Grail in here, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, Braveheart.
There's Monty Python.
the weird part is it visually fits in with everything else so well.
Who remembers Kevin Costner as Robin Hood? Who remembers Kevin Costner?
The postman.
Oh no.
People
Oh,
who watch
no.
Field of Dreams.
This is
Kevin
one of my favorite
Costner's
tropes.
face. No.
That arrow didn't go in very far.
For love.
This guy still can't get a kiss on the lips. He saved her life. It hit the cell phone. Someone in the chat started writing, "Bring out your dead."
Bring out your dead.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I wonder if that was the airport.
So great.
Are you all right? Glad I was able to get
Now for everyone home that's like, oh cool, in Runaway Railway, the bottom of the screen explodes. That's really neat. You should probably watch what they did in this film.
Yeah. I watched this like 100 times.
This
when I first
effect is
watched
great.
it.
The
Like,
second
pretty long
effect,
ago.
I still am not completely certain how they did it. But I won't ruin that one yet, but you're about to see something kind of crazy.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So great.
You can see how everyone clapped in the crowd. It is Walt Disney Studios Paris. There are these, when there's a moment of actual Disney magic, you have to clap.
Even like the way they do the screen here. Like, yeah, I know what the second one you're talking about is, and I cannot.
It's
fathom how
incredible.
either of these two.
It's seamless how quick that closes and it's sealed up and you don't see the seam. It's really well done. Oh. They've been separated.
I'm assuming the second one is a bit like Enchanted Tales of Belle.
No, it's a completely different thing.
Wait, this can't be goodbye. Not yet.
It's full screen again.
Yeah.
I think about his airplane.
They put Toy Story 3.
When they're like running down the tarmac.
He's looking at you, kid.
He's looking at you, kid.
Is that Martin Short's voice and they're just lip syncing or acting to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that
Martin
a
Short's
screen
not
or a
actually
wall
there.
Well, I know he's
Just
not
so
there.
we're
I just
clear,
didn't know
Martin
if-
Short didn't
if-
work at the park every day.
Well, of course, obviously. I just wasn't sure, like, if the cast member was speaking there.
What if she was just like,
Look at that.
Rassurez-vous, mademoiselle. J'ai entendu dire qu'au cinéma, tout est possible.
Anything's possible in the cinema, including a door that just magically appeared in the screen.
It's a door. What are you waiting for? Turn the knob.
And that, folks, is a legitimate door. It's a legitimate door.
how? My gosh.
Great effect. Great
Oh
effect.
my god. Like,
no, it was basically projection mapping before projection mapping. But it looks so convincing.
so that has to be just a giant wall then.
Yeah. And how perfect the Gone with the Wind score picks up right at that moment. Not to spray you with that love in 2020. Stella! Oh, sorry. wrong attraction.
What movie is that?
They should build a ride out of that movie.
I don't even know what, like, I'll watch them, and it feels like whatever was in the great movie is what should happen next.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful way to end this movie, by the way.
This is the right way to end it.
This is like a great movie ride, like spiritual successor.
It was, how do we do a cheaper version of the Great Movie Ride for this park? But clearly the people who made it cared. I mean, it's beautifully done. There was the one shining star in that part. Why they had to credit all the films they used. But it's supposed to be a film. You're supposed to be going in to see a film, so in story it even, you know, works. Yeah, Cinema Geek's pretty great.
Amazing.
It is. It is.
That was really good.
Like a film version of a great movie ride. Absolutely.
I've never.
It wasn't
seen that,
super
and
funny.
That was
It's pretty funny. Martin Short's in it.
Yeah. That made the cut and Muppet Vision didn't. No way.
I did extinct attractions. Muppet Vision isn't extinct.
Thank goodness.
Typically, we could go see Muppet Vision. Not currently, but typically.
Back in the day.
I remember Disney theme parks. Used to go on rides. We'd buy bad cupcakes. We'd cut them in half. We'd take a picture of the inside.
It's all used
Remember when there were fireworks at Disney World every night?
Yeah.
Remember Disney World? That was 15 days ago. Jeez.
You guys have it easy.
In Canada?
No, at Disney World.
Yes, in Canada.
You guys have had it easy so far. We've been closed now for like 33 days, I think.
But also, Canada, can you still leave your house, Tyler?
Yeah. It's not encouraged, but we can.
Everyone got real.
Was that our last one? Or there?
That's all I've got, yeah.
Was there any people's comments and questions in the chat or anything?
I didn't see any.
Oh yeah, let's go into YouTube.
If you got any for the next 9 minutes, let me know. I assume we're stopping at 1, Tom?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just catching up on some stuff. Sorry.
All right.
It's been an interesting morning. What's going on in the chat? Remember when there was projection mapping every night? Yeah.
How is the pre-show competition going to be judged? Tom, that's a question for you.
I don't know if we like it.
Okay.
I don't know. I have a bunch of people on the show on Thursday. I'll have them all vote with me, and we'll majority rules, just like Horizons. We'll pick a winner. I think today is the end. Today's the cutoff, right? Yeah, today's Wednesday.
All we gotta do is.
Let's talk about what's coming up. Put the schedule up. Tonight at 9 p.m. Is Park Center. They're going to recap all of March Madness, which ended on Thursday. So make sure you've seen that before you watch Park Center tonight, so they can argue about how we were wrong. They like to do that on that show.
Reality I showed you?
What is happening?
Who has a TV on?
Very confused. Is that Scott?
Or is YouTube still playing in like another window?
All the YouTube
I mean,
Scott, is that your TV?
I guess so.
Could you turn it off, please?
Oh.
I thought it was low enough that no one was.
No, it's like we were in the living room.
Yeah.
Anyways, Park Center.
Yeah, so Park Center tonight at 9. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. is Party with Pete. His guests are going to be, he has the guys from Jelly Rolls, Piano Rob joining him. It's going to be Jelly Rolls at 11 o'clock on our YouTube channel. Probably with as much White Claw as there typically is with Pete at Jelly Rolls.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night at 9, it's WDW News Tonight. It is the conclusion of that. We're going to have all the submissions from that Make Your Own pre-show at home competition. We also have Tony's Town Squares and a discussion of ride effects that still impress years later. So we'll talk about attractions with effects, maybe even like the Cinemagique one where that door was still impressive, 15 years after the show debuted. Things like that. We can talk about tomorrow night on News Tonight. On Friday, there's some new things on here I didn't even know about. On Friday, there's the Waking Sleeping Beauty watch-along. That's my favorite documentary I've ever seen. And so if you haven't seen it, come watch it with me at 11 a.m. on Friday. 9 p.m. on Friday, we have special guests. It's going to be some of the cast of former podcasts called the E-Ticket Report are going to be joining us. I just finally got that locked in yesterday. And they are typically not been big fans of mine, so we thought it would be interesting if we all got on the air and talked. It should be interesting. So make sure you tune in.
Oh, boy.
Make sure you tune in Friday at 9 p.m. It'll keep you entertained for sure. On Saturday, April 4th at 11 a.m., it's once again Locked In with Eric Morton. They've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
With that, at 9 p.m., it's Ride Rehab Watches. What are you guys watching?
I think, last week you had said you wanted to be on it if we're going to be watching the Walt Disney World opening. And then I think we have.
Well, I can't be on if we're watching. I have plans on Saturday night, unfortunately.
That's okay. Yeah, we're going to watch the Walt Disney World opening. I think we'll watch Space Mountain's opening, maybe. I don't know. We try and keep it like one long thing and then two short things, but I don't want to do the 3 separate 1 hour specials. So probably some shorter random cartoons or something after that. I haven't fully decided yet.
Then on a Sunday at 11 a.m., it'll already be on Disney Plus at this point. If you'd like to watch Onward with us, you can do that at 11 a.m. on Sunday. And then Sunday at 8 p.m., it's the debut of a new WDWNT weekly show. I guess it's going to be Sundays now. I was waiting to find out what day they were going to pick. So every Sunday night now, we have a new show at 8 p.m. called Pressing Issues, which basically replaces what was the podcast. I know a lot of people had complained that we didn't have long-form discussions anymore on the shows. And so we wanted a show where we could do that, where we could just take the couple of the biggest news stories of the week and have people talk about them at length. No time limit. Just as much as people want to talk about a topic, we're going to discuss it fully every week on WDWNT Pressing Issues. There'll be a different cast every week, too, depending what the stories are. So that debuts Sunday at 8 p.m. That's what we got coming up on WDWNT Live for you.
What is Waking Sleeping Beauty about?
Waking Sleeping Beauty is about the renaissance of Disney animation in the late 80s and into the 90s until Jeffrey Katzenberger left. Or Katzenberg.
That might be interesting. I might join
I
for
like
that
combine
then.
John Ratz and never mind.
Onward, I've seen it. Did anyone else see it?
Nope.
It
Didn't
never
get to
came
the
out
theater in
Japan.
time before they closed.
It
just
was
never came
actually
out here.
pretty good. I'll probably pop on for that. That was not a bad movie. So my mom wants to see it, so I'll be on for my mom.
Yeah. Someone wrote, I don't know what somebody wrote something about the podcast, and I'm not sure what it means. I don't know. Do a watch along of the Frank and Ollie documentary. I don't know that the Frank and Ollie documentary is that interesting. Like, I love those guys, but I think it's a pretty boring documentary.
Is it on Disney Plus?
It is. You can watch it on Disney Plus. It just kind of, like, it tells their story, but it lacks any. Like, Waking Sleeping Beauty is edited in a very interesting. I think it's a very good documentary. Like, I could watch it over and over. I think it's really well done. Someone asked, where's the Regis clip from? It's from the Walt Disney World Christmas Day Parade, the year they previewed the Tower of Terror. So it's Regis gets into the elevator and then goes, do you have it? I don't know if it's I didn't know if you were reaching for it.
I don't like this.
There you go. He gets in, he goes, I don't like this. That's it.
And it's like a set of an elevator.
We did the Tower of Terror Back to the Future for the marathon show last year, and we were watching that, and it was just we watched it and it felt like such a moment that I'm glad that I keep seeing that, honestly, because every time I see that, it's just really funny.
Yeah. Will you show The Waking Sleeping Beauty, or is it something everyone at home needs to watch along? I think you'll need to find it on Disney Plus. I don't think we can legally show that one. Ride videos and stuff are a lot easier to show. Yeah. All right, well, it's 1 o'clock. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this afternoon. Don't forget Park Center tonight at 9. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And if you like what you've seen, you can become a member of WIGS, the WDWNT Interglobe Society. It's a great way to support what we're doing and also get exclusive content. You get Jason scanning in all sorts of old Epcot Center and other documents in full res for you guys. We have post shows every week on Park Center News Tonight. You get early registration for our events, all kinds of good stuff like that. You could join as low as $2. That's patreon.com/WDWNT. And as well, there's also the super chat on YouTube if you're tuning into any show and you want to just support what we're doing. You can donate that way as well. But thank you all very much. We'll see you later.
Say goodbye, boys.
Everybody. Oh, God.
Goodbye, boys.
Bye-bye.
Chardonnay gone tomorrow. Oh, Colleen. There's Colleen. And a big white space. And there's me. I'm Tom.
Say goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom. There
He's
goes
Tom
Suzanne
Corliss,
Summers
and we're not.
pulled by a blender fish.
Endophies. Oh, something broke.
Goodbye, Trevor. Take care.